So I think you're able to get it my screen and as well as my voice basically. Okay.
No Shiva,
You're not getting my screen.
no Shiva.
What about remaining? Narasimha and Demra. You're not getting my screen.
No, no.
Mhm.
Can share again if
Let me share it once again.
yeah,
Are you-
already.
Okay. So basically, if you observe, last class we discussed about this data disks, how to implement this data disk concept for the respect to Windows virtual machine and Linux virtual machine here. And before this data disk, so we're discussing about this SSL termination. So basically, we are not able to get this SSL certificate from the third-party vendor. I mean, Komodo SSL store, basically, right? So if you observe the status continuously, we're saying as a pending. But once if the status is active, then only we are able to get the respective certificate from the respective vendor. Okay. But before getting this respective certificate, we have done with some process, right? So basically, we have created some DNS zones or maybe some resource group, ritual machine. These things we have done. Basically, this initial process we have done. Whenever if you want to get this respective SSL certificate, right? And apart from that, once if you got some certificate, so we have some more process here basically. Okay. So before that, so first of all, just I'll give some recall about this, what this SSL termination, what is this respective process which we have done basically, and where we have done some mistake. So why we are not getting this, I mean, why this always the status as a pending within this respective Komodo SSL store website, right? So these things just I'm going to discuss. What is the reason? What we need to do if you want to get this some status as an active, right? So these things just I'm going to recap and then we can proceed further basically. Okay. So basically, if you observe this SSL termination, so just basically we are having some two types of prefixes here. So one is HTTP and one more thing is HTTPS. Okay. So HTTP is nothing but a hypertext transfer protocol, and one more thing is HTTPS. So it is somewhat secure when compared to HTTP. Okay. So most of the sites, what are the websites generally which are able to access from this respective web browsers, right? Mostly are HTTPS. Okay, some sites still maybe some HTTP. This is the one of the sites which is falls under some HTTP. Okay, so and even though if you observe in our last previous classes, basically we're accessing some what we call Linux servers, right? So whenever if you enter some public IP address in any of the browser, we're going to get some Linux server welcome page, right? So if you observe this specific public IP address, it is also not a secure. It is only HTTP. It is not HTTPS. So if you want to convert from HTTP to HTTPS, right? So basically we require a concept called as SSL, nothing but secure socket layer. We require this concept for conversion from HTTP to HTTPS. Okay, how can we implement this respective concept practically? We are discussing. Before going with this practically, we required some services from the portal.azure.com. So that is resource group, DNS zones, virtual network and sub network, and one more thing is virtual machine as well. Okay, so let us create these services on this portal.azure.com. So let me create some resource group. Click on create. Maybe I'm giving it some Azure test. next tags, next review and create, finally click on create. So then directly I'm creating some DNS zones. Here in DNS zones, whatever the website name which you're having, right? Let us assume I'm having my website name is some shivatutorials.com. Right? Whatever the website in which I purchased from GoDaddy account, so the same website you need to mention in the DNS zone name. Okay. So then next tags, next review and create. Finally click on create. It is created. So now if you go to this DNS zones, here we have got some name servers, right? Basically. So name server 1, name server 2, name server 3 and name server 4. So what are the name servers in which are getting from this DNS zones of Azure cloud, right? Or DNS zone services from this respect to Azure cloud. The same name servers in which we need to update or it should be available within the GoDaddy account basically. Okay. So go to GoDaddy account. Give me some 3 to 5 minutes. I will be back. Okay. So let me log into GoDaddy, click on sign in. So go to my products, manage DNS. See here. So here, what are the name servers? Nothing but it is having some 05. It is also having some 05. Still, if you are having some 05 also, so we need to update here. Okay, in order to get the SSL certificate. So basically, I have gone through the different forms or different websites. So why we are not getting this SSL certificate, or why this SSL certificate status as a pending? I have got some solutions basically. Okay, but it is not mandatory. Basically here, if you observe, what are the name servers which are having in this DNS zones, same name servers it is available in GoDaddy as well. Okay, but still, so just you need to update this name servers here. Okay, in order to get the SSL certificate. So just click on change. So let me remove and let me copy paste these things. Just copy this one, paste it here. Remove this last dot. Basically it is having some dot. Remove that. Click on save. Click on continue. There is a one thing. There is a one catchy which we need to do basically. Okay, and then try to create some virtual network followed by some sub network as well. Sorry, again I'm creating a source group virtual network. Click on create. Azure test. So here name maybe some Azure test hyphen vnet. Next IP address. Add subnet. Click on add. So next security, next tags, next review and create. and finally we need to click on create. So once these things is done, so we need to create some virtual machine. So select the resource group. Just now it is created. Select the resource group and maybe some, so Linux machine 1, right? Go with password. Next disks, go with standard SSD, right? Next networking. So set the respective virtual network and subnet, right? Next management. Click on disable. Next advanced. Next tags. Next review and create. And finally, we need to click on create. Okay, so it is created. Go to the respective virtual machine. Copy the IP address. Go to putty. Paste it here. Click on open. Sorry, we need to go with the networking, right? So copy this public IP address. Go to putty. Paste it here. Click on open. Click on accept. Provide your credentials. So go to root user. So try to install Nginx server. Sudo apt update apt install Nginx. Sorry. So just copy this IP address. So if you paste it here, right? So which is a not secure, nothing but it falls under HTTP. So now we want to make or we want to convert this HTTP to HTTPS for this particular public IP address, right? And even you can add this public IP address to the respective DNS zones. So where this public IP address will be navigated to the shiva.tutorials.com basically. That thing also you can do it basically. And even this shiva.tutorials.com is also not as secure, right? We need to make it as a HTTPS. So in order to make it as an HTTPS, so as you know already, so we require some SSL certificate. So from the different vendors, whoever providing this respective certificate. So basically, we have gone with this Komodo SSL certificate or SSL store basically. So just try to create some account within this specific site and try to log in. Go with password. So if you go to all orders, so in our last class, so if you observe the status is a pending, so now it is an active. Okay, but currently one more time, what I'm going to do is so reissue certificate. So basically you are not able to get this reissue certificate, these all these things. So basically what you need to do is, so if you want to practice this concept, go to shop, Commodore SSL certificate. So you can purchase any of these respective certificates here. So basically here, go to India. So these are the certificates basically. So you can go with this first one and click on add card. So don't go with 5 years. So just go with some 1 year, right? So click on add to cart, and whenever if you're going with some add to cart, right? So it is expecting these are the details basically. So let me go with reissue certificate, right? So it is expecting some choose your automated authenticate option. This is the one thing, and input CSR, I mean certificate signing request. This is the one thing it is going to expect whenever if you are going with some add to cart option basically. And finally select your server. And if you remember in our last class, so basically this for this respective option we are going with some CNAME authentication, right? And then this input CSR certificate signing request. So for this we have gone with another site in order to get this respective CSR key or CSR signing request basically. Okay, so go to Google once again. So type some free CSR certificate. Go with this csrgenerator.com. Okay, so why we are going for this specific site, right? Basically we required some certificate signing request. So that is the reason we are going with this specific site. Okay, and let me create a new folder. Previously we are already having one folder called as SSL. So even I think I did not download the key as well. Sorry, I did not download the certificate. So go with type some details. So state organization, maybe some organizational unit. So like this. So once if you fill this respective information or whatever things which is expressed by some this respective specific website, click on generate CSR. Okay, click on generate CSR. So where you're going to get this respective key. So just if you copy and paste it in notepad. So this is the key what we have got from this csrgenerator.com. Okay, so if you observe, this key is nothing but they are mentioning as a private key. So if this is a private key, this is a public key. Okay, if this is a private key, this is a public key. Okay, so first of all save this respective key. So just I'm going to save it in SSL1 as a key. Okay, just I'm saving as a normal text basically. Okay, just save this one. So out of this two keys, right? So which key we need to paste it here basically? Here, which we discussed in our last class. Any of you? Which key we need to paste it?
Public key.
Public key we need to paste it basically, right? So just copy this public key. So from begin to end and just paste it here. Okay. So server, this thing is fine. Click on continue. So just but here whenever if you're doing the same things, right, so this information it is not populated automatically, so just you need to fill this some part of the information as well. Okay, for me already have purchased, that is the reason it is populating automatically, but for you, so it will not. Okay, just you need to click on I have read. You said no, it is not an e-commerce site, right? So click on continue. So once if you got this respective message, right, from this Komodo SSL store, so here it is displaying something, some information to display, right? So since you selected DNS CNAME based authentication, here it is providing some instructions. So here what is our DNS provider? Nothing but Azure Cloud. Okay, because where we have created some DNS zones here inside of Azure Cloud, right? So now it is saying go to this DNS zone manager. I mean go to the respective DNS zones. So currently we are in DNS zones, right? Then enter the host name as this is the host name basically, right? So just copy this one. Go to click on this record set. Here previously if you observe in our previous class, so we have copy pasted the complete name including shivatutorials.com, right? So don't do that. So just copy this one, copy up to 11, this one up to before shivatutorials.com, copy this respective key. Okay, so paste it here. So remove the space. Okay, previously we have copied even dot after 11 dot shivatutorials.com as well, but no need to copy that one because the already we are getting some shivatutorials.com, right? So once again if you copy paste these things, right, so it is nothing. That is a one thing. Okay, that is a change what we need to do basically. Okay, and then this is the same thing, nothing change in this one. Copy this entire one and paste it in here IP address. What happened? Sorry, here you need to they are giving some what we call this is a CNAME based, right? So we need to choose this one as a CNAME. Paste it here. Okay, click on OK. So here what are the changes? So first thing is whatever this alias or hosting which I got it, copy up to this before shivatutorials.com, copy this respect to entire alias or hostname and paste it to this respect to name here, name field of this respect to record set. Okay, so previously we have included .shivatutorials.com also, so two times we're including, right? So we doesn't require two times, right? Single time is enough. So that is the one thing what we need to do the respect to change. And type as a, so previously we have also selected this type as a CNAME and this alias. So if you go to here basically, so this just we need to copy paste this complete thing and we need to paste it into here. Okay, and click on OK. So two changes here basically. Okay, previously if you observe in our previous class, we did not updated this DNS information within this code ID, even though if it is same, right? So we need to update the same. That is the one thing. And one more thing is here instead of copy pasting this complete alias or host name, so just we need to copy before this shivatutorials.com. Just we require this alias is sufficient, so we no need this shivatutorials.com. These are the two changes basically. Okay, so once if we do these respective changes in this record set, right, it will take some time, right? It will take some time. to get the status as an active. Currently status as an pending only. So it will not take so many of hours. Basically it will take only some maybe some 15 to mostly it will take 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so then the status will be changing to the active. So just we can wait for some 10 minutes maybe. So any doubts, any of you till now? This thing doesn't require. Jagdish, Imran, Nasim, any doubts?
Yeah, sure.
So you got it right. What are the things? What are the changes we need to do basically? So we will wait for some 10 to 15 minutes. So in order to get this one. So and once these things is done, so we're having some more process to complete this SSL termination. Basically, we will do that. We will wait basically. So just I'm muting myself. Okay, we will wait for some 10 to 15 minutes. So meanwhile, if you want to have some breakfast or something like that, so you can have maybe some break. So we'll continue further, maybe some around 40 to 45 minutes. So to complete this concept. Okay, so just the session will be there. So you will have some you have take some break as well. Okay, so because anyway we need to get this status as an active, so it requires some amount of time. It will not be happen immediately, right? So just I will mute myself.
కాదు అక్కడ ఉంది నీ గొప్ప పంచాయతీలో పెట్టు ఈరోజు ఏ పెట్టాము ఒకసారి ఖాళీ గొప్ప లేదు ఏదైనా పేజీ మిస్ అయిందేమో చూసుకో బుక్లు అక్కడ పెట్టాను బైండింగ్ బుక్ లాగా అక్కడేసి మామూలు ట్రైన్ బుక్ నేటి కొత్త బుక్ ఇక్కడే రబ్బుతో తెప్పించే ఏదో సంజయ్ ఎవరో రాశారు మొదటి రోజు మళ్ళీ నేను చెప్పింది తింటున్నారు కదా నేను బట్టలు మిషన్లో వేసేసి స్నానం చేస్తున్నాను ఇది ఇది టాప్ దగ్గర పెట్టినా చెట్టు అవుతుకో డ్రెస్ వేయచ్చా డ్రెస్ వేయచ్చా ఇంకా కావాలంటే పెట్టుకోవచ్చు బాగుండేది ఆవిడ కాదు
Johnny, Johnny, Papa, no, no. Baby shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark. Go to it. తెలుసా డాడీ అలా కిందది పడేస్తే మరి ఎందుకు పడేస్తావు అదే good. Wait, Shani. You got it. Mommy shark. Hey, that's what it is. కొట్టడానని అన్నా కొట్టి కొట్టి అన్నా అన్నా కొట్టాను అన్నా 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 డుమ్ 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 అన్నా నేను చేత కొట్టేయమా అన్నా మా ఈశాన్ దగ్గరికి వస్తావా అన్నా అన్నా మా ఈశాన్ దగ్గరికి వస్తావా హై ఈశాన్ ఏం చేశాడు ఈశాన్ దగ్గరికి వస్తావా ఎప్పుడు చుప్పుడు చేస్తాను ఇలాగా ఎప్పుడు చుప్పుడు చేస్తాను ఇలాగా బుషు 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 కొట్టేస్తాను ఇలాగా బుషు 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 కొట్టేసి ఇలా రౌండ్ రౌండ్ తిప్పేసి ఏయ్ బుషు ఏయ్ బుషు ఏయ్ బుషు తిప్పేస్తాను అప్పుడు డిష్ అని పడిపోద్ది కిందకి ఎలా పడిపోద్దమ్మా డిష్ అని పడిపోద్ది ఇలా ఇలా గీర 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 గీరమని తిరుగుతుంటే ఇలా 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 తిరిగేసి ఏయ్ బిషా ఏయ్ బిషా ఏయ్ బిషా ఏయ్ బిషా పుష్ పుష్ అంతే గుడ్ బాయ్ అనుకుందాం వెరీ గుడ్ బాయ్ పెట్టించేసుకుందాం మళ్ళీ మధ్యాహ్నం పెట్టుకుందాం ఓకే కమా గిడం ముందు డాడీ మరి ఛార్జింగ్ పెట్టేద్దామా డాడీది తిడతాడు మళ్ళీ డాడీ ఛార్జింగ్ పెట్టేద్దామా ఇక్కడ చిన్ని డాడీ ఛార్జింగ్ ఇక్కడ పెట్టేద్దాం నాకు సంబంధం లేదు ఆయన పెట్టాలి ఓకే డాడీ చైర్ కూడా మనం సెట్ చేస్తే సరిపోదాం కదా ఎస్ మనం ఏం చేయలేదు ఎస్ దొండకాయ తప్పిపోయినా మమ్మీ కేజీ ఏమో కదా
Hello, Jagdish, Narasimha, Imran, are you there? Hello.
Yes, sure.
Yes, are you there, all of you? Or maybe somebody went to break. Narasimha, Jagdish, and Imran. So now if you observe here, basically the status is active, right? So it is taken around 10 to 15 minutes. So to change from pending to active here basically. Okay. So till now it is fine. Any doubts here? Any of you? What is the process to get this? I mean this SSL certificate. So now if you click on it, basically you can download this respective certificate here basically. Okay, this is the process, so in which we need to if you want to get some SSL certificate, this is the respective process here basically. Okay, so just you can click on this respective certificate here, download certificate. So just paste it here. Okay, so try to extract here itself, extract here. Okay, so it is extracted basically. So these many files we doesn't require. Okay, so only this fault is sufficient for us. I mean cer hyphen crt files. So these things we doesn't require, so just you can remove it. Just select these things basically, and even I am removing this zip file as well. Click on delete. Okay, now if you go to this specific file or this specific folder, I mean cer-crt, so it is having some more files, right? Some more files basically. So now what we can do is basically go to Google. It doesn't require this one. So and type get pfx from generate or get pfx from crt file, or maybe some, even if you provide some text. Okay, anything is fine basically. So go to the specific site. So if you observe, So just I'm searching these different things. See here. So if you observe these types of files only we have got it after extracting this specific zip file. After extracting this CERF and CRT zip file, right? So you have got it some 4 to 5 files is there, right? So mostly if you observe these are the same things. If you observe here add trust external CA root, maybe somewhere you are going to find some external CA root CA CA this one, okay, and maybe some trust CA. One more thing, this is the trust CA, not CA root. This is the trust CA, and then maybe some secure server ca.crt file, secure server. This is a thing, right? So this is the same thing basically. So what they're doing is after getting that respective files, right? So they are executing the specific command. Okay, they're executing the specific command. So if you observe this specific command, so this is the order basically. Okay, first of all, if you observe this specific command here, they're expecting some your private key.pem file which we don't have, and one more thing is your new pfx.pfx. This file also we don't have basically. Okay, these two files we don't have. Okay, we need to get these respective files first of all. So how to get these respective files? Okay, here they have given some your set.set file. Okay, so basically if we're having some set folder, it is somewhat related to this respective folders, whatever the folders, I mean whatever the files which are having. Okay, we are able to we are able to create this respective file if and only if we need to follow the specific order. This order we need to apply for all of these respective files, right? And we need to save that specific file as a your set.crt file, your set.cart file basically. Okay, so how can we get this how can we create this your set.crt file here? Okay, so here they already given some order. Okay, this is a basic order which we need to follow or which we need to apply for this respective files. These files we need to apply whatever the order which I'm showing you. Okay, so once if you apply this hierarchy, or once if you apply this respective order to this respective files, right? So you're going to get some your set.crt file. Okay, is this point is clear all of you? Any doubts? Hello. Okay, so in order to get that, first of all go to Visual Studio. Go to file, create new file. So you can save it as desktop with name as your set.crt CRT. Save this one. Okay, click on save. So it is saved at desktop. Okay, so as I mentioned, you need to follow this specific order. Okay, what is the first one? Basically, from these things, first one, this is the first one. Basically, this is a CRT file, right? So open this one, copy this one, so follow this order basically. Okay, so just paste it here. So this one we have done. So next, what is the next one is trust CA. So edit this one, copy and paste it here. Next one, edit this one, paste it here. And finally we have done with these three files, right? So this thing anyway doesn't require it, and this is the last file, right? So just you can edit this one, copy and paste it here. Okay, so just save it. So this thing is done basically, and here we required one more file, nothing but your private key.pem, right? So just go to Visual Studio, create a new file with the name as a your private key.pem, click on save. Okay, so here what we need to do is, so we already got some key, right? If you observe previously, we already got some key. So this is a public key and this is a private key, right? So just try to copy this private key, copy this one and paste it here. Click on save. Okay, any doubts, any of you? So if you're not getting something, let me know. So basically here you need to get only one thing is, first of all we want to execute this command. Okay, so till now what I have done, so just we have got some SSL certificate, that's it, right? So basically we require a file called as a .pfx file. Okay, we require some .pfx file. In order to get that .pfx file, so this is the predefined command in which we need to execute in the putty console. Basically here we need to execute this respective predefined command in order to get the pfx file, but we required two more files if you want to execute this specific command. One is your private key.pem file. So just you try to create a file within this Visual Studio, and within this file what we need to paste it here. So we already got some key, right? In that respective key.txt file, just you need to copy paste this private key and just apply for this your private key.pem file. That is the first thing. And if you go for this your set.crt file, so basically whenever once if you download this respective SSL certificate, we have got so many files. Out of that, we're having a folder called as an CER of set files. From these respective set files, right, we are able to get the your set.crt file. Okay, and we need to follow the specific order basically. If you go to here, your set.crt, first we have copy pasted this one. First we have copy pasted this one, then this one, and then this one, and finally we have copy pasted this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. In order to get a file with name as your set.crt file. These things we have done. Okay, is it fine till now?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so as I mentioned you, we need to execute this command within this respective putty console of this respective virtual machine. But here, if you type maybe some cd/temp, if you type some dir, see here, do we have any files here? First of all, so it is saying some keys it is showing. That's it, right? But here we don't have these files. In order to get this pfx file, first of all we require some your private key.temp and your set.crt files. So these two files were required, but these two files it is not available within this respective putty console. That is the problem what we are having currently. Okay, so here our intention is this predefined command we want to execute within the putty console. If you want to execute this predefined command within the putty console, first of all we require these two files which is not available within this respective putty console. In order to get these files inside of this respective Linux machine or inside of this respective putty console, we require one more software called as WinSCP. What is the software here? We require a software called WinSCP. This is a software basically. So why we are going for this software here? So if you observe these two files, it is available in our local system or in my physical laptop. That's it, right? But these files it is not available inside of this respective virtual machine. In order to get these files from local system to virtual machine, so we are going for a software called as a WinSCP. Okay, so just download the software. It is very easy to install. Okay, nothing complex. So just try to install. If you are finding something, let me know. If you are finding some challenges. Okay, I already having this software WinSCP. Just open host name. Here host name is nothing but your virtual machine IP address. That is the first thing. Same thing. How you are logging into putty? Same thing here. Nothing difference. Provide the respective password. Click on login. Click on S. Okay, it is logged in here basically. Okay, so go to root. Currently we are in root folder, right? And after that, what I have checked here, we have gone for temp. So within this temp, these two files it is available. These are the two files in which I have got it within this respective putty console. But here we don't have these two files, right? Private key and as well as a set files we don't have basically. Okay, so how to get that? As I mentioned you, by using WinSCP. So where we are having these files here basically in desktop we are having, right? See here, desktop, these two files we are having. So just you can copy these files, right? You can copy this file and try to move from left side to right side here. See here, now it is available, right? and if you type here dir as well, see here these two files is there, your set.crt.txt and your private key.temp. Is it fine, all of you? Any doubts here? So how can we get these files from local system to Linux virtual machine? By using WinSAP. Any doubts, any of you? No doubts? Or getting boring? Jagadish,
Sure, you can continue.
continue. I mean, you are not responding means I'm not.
No, no, you are.
No, if you're whether you are if you're responding something, right? So then only we can continue further, basically. Okay.
Yeah,
So basically, what I have done, so just we have got these respective files from local system to the respective Linux machine by using this respective WinSAP software. So that is the one thing, okay, which we need to remember. So after that, basically, we need to execute this respective predefined command, whatever the command which I have mentioned here, basically, right? So just copy this one. Cannot open. I think we need to remove this .txt. Where these files? Okay, so just I'm deleting these two things. Delete here. So once again, just I'm copy pasting from left side to right side. So now try to execute this command. What happened? Cannot open your private key.com for reading no such file or directory. System no such file or directory. PKCL2. It is already there. Sorry, So because if you observe here, it is inside of temp, right? So inside of temp only we need to export this command. So enter export password, so provide some password here. Basically click on enter. Just it is verifying one more time. Okay, so now if you type some dir, see here, if you observe, we are having one more file called as a .pfx file. Okay, so basically we require that specific file. So this is nothing but .pfx file we require basically. Okay, so that file we have got it from both of these respective files and by executing this predefined command here. Okay, that is the one thing. So once if you got this pfx file, so just refresh it here. Just I'm moving this pfx file to desktop as well from right side to left side. So if you observe, it is saying something, cannot open remote file or something, permission denied something, right? So what we can do is provide the permissions for this respective specific file. Okay, how can we do that? Chmod 37s for copy this folder name, sorry, this file name, .pfx. So then you can move it here. See here, it is available now. It is available in our local system. Just we have moved this specific file from Linux machine, Linux virtual machine to the local system here. So just I'm moving to SSL-1 basically. Okay, within this SSL-1 we're having pfx file. Okay, so any doubts, any of you till now? So getting pfx file is very important, because without this pfx file we are unable to proceed further. Is it fine till now, all of you?
Yes, sure.
Any doubts? Any doubts related to WinSCP or maybe creation of these files, or maybe some anything, whatever thing which you discussed till now? Okay, shall we continue? At least I require some around 40 minutes to half an hour. Hello,
Yes, sure, you can continue.
continue, all of you.
We can ask some other people.
Uh, Narasimha, Jagdish, Imran, I think Sujit. Shall we continue some more half an hour to 40 minutes like that?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So after getting this pfx file, right? So we are already having this virtual machines resource group. So if everything is there, fine. So we need to create a one more service called as application gateways. Click on application gateways. Click on create. So here we are not getting virtual network. Sorry, need to select this as group. Did not create a virtual network. Which location we have created is TS, right? So Azure test -vnet, but it will not take this existing subnet. That is the problem. Okay, so if you observe in our just around maybe some 1 hour back, so we have created Azure test -vnet on the respective subnet as well. For this existing subnet, it will not take. Okay, so see here, subnet must only have application gateway. Okay, so here we need to create a one more subnet. So how can you do that? Basically, so go to portal.azure.com. I'm closing this all these things. Go to virtual networks. Click on it. Go to subnets. Click on create subnet. Maybe I'm giving something Azure test hyphen subnet one. Okay, so click on save. So this application gateway, just it is required one more subnet. That is the only thing. That is the reason we're creating one more subnet basically. So now click on create. Click on select the resource group. So application gateway may be some Azure test underscore AG, nothing but application gateway. So reason is East US. So this one no. Okay, so instance count you can go with 1. So select the respective virtual network here. So Azure test -vnet. So select the Azure test subnet 1. So next you need to click on next front ends. So public IP address, click on add. So you can give maybe some Azure test -pip. Click on OK. So next backends. So you know already this backend, right? So whatever this, if you observe in load balancing, basically what I have done. So whatever the virtual machines which are created, so that things it will be available in the backend pools. But in this application gateway, it is somewhat different. Okay. So just provide some name, maybe some I'm giving some HTTP. So target type virtual machine. So what is the virtual machine here? Linux machine 1, right? Okay. So this is the same IP address I think we're having 10.11.1.4. Virtual machine. Click on add. So next configuration. Click on add routing rule. So rule name, you can use some HTTP. So because we are converting some HTTP to HTTPS, right? So listener name is also HTTP. Front end IP we have created, right? Nothing but a public. Here it is. HTTP protocol HTTP port 80. Additional settings basic. Now click on add. Backend, sorry, here we're having some backend targets as well. Backend pool, backend target, HTTP. HTTP settings. Click on add. Click on add. So next tags. Next review and create. Finally click on create. So it will take some time to create basically this application gateway. It will not, it will not create. How we have basically, if you observe this virtual mesh, virtual network, these things it will create very fast, right? But it is not the case with application gateway. It will take some time to create. Okay, finally it is created, right? So go to this application gateways, click on it. So go to here, listeners, add listener. HTTPS, right? Front end IP public protocol, HTTPS. See here, now if you go to this HTTPS settings, so they're giving some two options. So upload a certificate. So cert name, nothing but your website name you can provide if you want. Otherwise you can provide any name. So just I'm giving some shortadvice.com. So we have got some pfx file, right? So we need to upload that pfx file here. So just select, go to desktop, SSL1, upload this file, provide password. Click on add. So then go to this rules, click on add requesting routing rule. So https, click on add. Sorry, backend targets is also there. Select the respective drop downs and click on add. Okay. So now so if you observe, just if you copy this one and if you paste it here, click on enter. See here, welcome to Ninginx basically, right? And here even if you type some https colon advanced continue, see here still we're getting some https also, it is allowing. Okay, and otherwise, so try to add this one to DNS zones with and without W. This is without W, so paste it here, click on OK. Add one more record set, that is with W, paste the respective IP address here, click on OK. So anybody is so Any of you can access this respective website here. So just I'm pasting here in your respective chart. So anybody is accessing this specific site with HTTPS instead of HTTP. It was blocking for me. Still it is not secure. So here if you observe, it is showing as a welcome to Nginx. So just if you observe in DNS zones concept, so we are able to redirect from public IP to the respective website name. What are the website name which you have configured in the DNS zones, right? In DNS zones itself, we have configured this respective IP address. So that whatever the IP address which are given, that IP address it will be redirected to the respective website name. So it is redirected, right? So this is nothing but DNS zones concept. But apart from that, we need to get some HTTPS as well. So just provide some HTTPS here. See here, now it is HTTPS as well. Okay, but if you directly pasting some shivatools.com, you may not able to get some HTTPS. See here, still it is not secured. It is still it is an HTTP only. So the reason is, so it will take some time to reflect these all these changes. Okay, maybe some 10 to 15 minutes it will take some time. So in order to convert from HTTP to HTTPS, so that is the reason. But even though if these changes, whatever the concept which we have implemented, if that concept is not correct, right? So it will not allow even this HTTPS as well. But it is allowing, means that concept is, what are the concept which are discussed is, it is mapped with from, or it is changed from HTTP to HTTPS as well. So this is the way how to convert existing HTTP to HTTPS by using SSL termination. So any of you accessed that site? Are you getting some HTTPS? Hello, Sujit, Jagdish,
No,
Imran
it's not getting.
is getting.
No, Shiva, it's not getting.
You're getting
What is
only.
the IP address?
Sorry,
Permission IP address for.
your voice is breaking.
Actually, you can place the virtual machine IP address directly in the search bar. Then it will show on secured or not.
Yes, basically it will be redirected to shortloose.com only,
Okay.
because we have mapped, right? It is not redirecting because it should redirect basically. Okay. So just check it here. Basically, it will be, it will convert from HTTP to HTTPS. Basically, we have implemented all these necessary things. So this is the way how can we convert from HTTP to HTTPS. Okay. Any doubts? Any of you? So if anybody is having any doubts,
In the
let me know. Yes.
in the company point of view, we are buying the certificates, right? If you are working for a company, how do you buy the certificates then?
No. That certificates they will provide by the respective teams.
Okay, yeah. So we have to contact the company.
Basically they will not provide this is SSL certificate, this is a SSL certificate, so just you need to go to that site, we need to download. So like this they will not provide. Basically they will provide these folders, that's it, these files.
Okay. So from here we have to
Yes,
buy.
yes.
Yeah. Thanks.
So you understand the concept, right? And what are things which you have done till now? Sujit, Imran,
Yeah.
and
And
Jagdish Narasimha. Any doubts on this respective concept? Let me know. So first of all, practice these things. If anybody is having any doubts or if you are stuck somewhere, let me know. We'll discuss. Okay. Actually, concept is simple, but the thing is getting this status as pending to active, that it may take some time basically. But if you implement the whatever things which are discussed on today, whatever the process which are discussed, so how to get this SSL certificate, and after that how to get this PFX file. So if you follow this respective process, so even getting this status is also very simple. It will take some 10 to 15 minutes of time in order to change the status from pending to active. So and getting the SSL certificate is also very easy nowadays. Basically, they are not taking even 24 hours or maybe some 2 or 3 days like that. So just you can just follow the today's process. What are the things which are discussed here? So you are going to get the respective SSL certificate. Okay. So that's all for today. So if you are having any doubts, anything, let me know. We'll discuss on tomorrow at the same time. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Shiva.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you all of you. Bye. Bye for the day.